You need to know the Word of God for yourself. That way, when somebody says, "Hey, thus saith the Lord," you can check and see if that's what God said. This morning I'm reading of an instance where knowing the Word of God held David back from doing something that everybody around him wanted for him to do. 1 Samuel chapter 24. Saul had been pursuing the Philistines, and he caught wind that David was at En-gedi, and so he went to look for him. And he needed to relieve himself, and so there was a cave there, and it just so happens that David's men and David were in that cave. And it says, he came to the sheepcotes by the way where was a cave, and Saul went in to cover his feet. And David and his men remained in the sides of the cave. And the men of David said unto him, Behold, the day of which the Lord hath said unto thee, Behold, I will deliver thine enemy into thine hand, that thou mayest do to him as it shall seem good unto thee. Then David arose and cut off the skirt of Saul's robe privily. It came to pass afterwards that David's heart smote him, because he had cut off Saul's skirt. And he said unto his men, The Lord forbid that I should do this thing unto my master, the Lord's anointed, to stretch forth mine hand against him, seeing he is the anointed of the Lord. Now, David was stricken in his heart, his conscience. He had done something that he felt bad about by cutting off the corner of Saul's robe. And what we see here is this instance where, yes, Saul's kingdom has been rejected by God. Samuel told him that. Yes, David has been anointed king. Samuel was the one who came and poured the horn of oil over David's head. However, God did not tell David to do Saul harm or damage in any way. As a matter of fact, David was actually Saul's servant and armor bearer for a period of time. Saul is a madman. He is pursuing David. Yes, he is trying to kill him. But God has not told David to do him damage. But look what his men said. The men of David said unto him, verse 4, Behold, the day of which the Lord said unto thee, Behold, I will deliver thine enemy into thine hand, that thou mayest do to him as it shall seem good unto thee. That's just simply not true. They are making this up. God did not say that particular thing. God has told David he'll be king, but he didn't tell him to do Saul any harm. It happened again at a later time in the wilderness of Ziph. Abishai went down with David. They snuck down into Saul's camp while they were asleep and took his spear and a jug full of water that were right beside his head. They were so close to him in his sleep. Nobody in the camp knew. So David and Abishai came to the people by night, and behold, Saul lay sleeping within the trench, and his spear stuck in the ground at his bolster, but Abner and the people lay round about him. Then said Abishai to David, God hath delivered thine enemy into thine hand this day. Now therefore let me smite him, I pray thee, with the spear, even to the earth at once, and I will not smite him the second time. And David said to Abishai, Destroy him not, for who can stretch forth his hand against the Lord's anointed and be guiltless? David said that furthermore, As the Lord liveth, the Lord shall smite him, or his days shall come to die, or he shall descend into battle and perish. The Lord forbid that I should stretch forth mine hand against the Lord's anointed. But I pray thee, take now the spear that is at his bolster and the cruse of water, and let us go. This is such an important aspect. First of all, it shows David's character. Secondly, it shows you how careful he's being not to take matters into his own hands, but to trust the Lord. He says, I'm not going to touch him. He's the Lord's anointed. His day will come. God will take care of him in some way. I'm going to trust the Lord. But people all around him, even his nephew Abishai, is saying, here he is. God has just given him into your hand. Be careful that you don't let somebody talk you into the will of God. You want to know the will of God? Know the Word of God. God bless you. Have a great day.